Right, the firm, what is happening? It is that time again. It is story time right now. What are we doing tonight? Here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to come in with part 2 of Rise the Scouser, right? Because I like this series. It's going to be a belter. It's going to get heavy and heavy, and you know, it's all fixed, blah, 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 blah. So, big shout to everyone on the channel. Yeah, love you all. And that's from all over the place, nationwide, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Liverpool. We've got people abroad. We've got people in jails. We've got, it's just, I know what Scout Stories is absolutely flying. And I mean flying. Look at the comment sections. Look at everything. We've got the merch store going. We've got Scouts Nav going. We've just got all kinds going right now. If you want to be a member, go to the community section. You can see how you can join as a member, right? Or if you're interested in merch or whatever. That's just going to be the place now for informative, like, information. Because it's been a little bit all over the place, hasn't it? Up until now. So we've got it together. We've got structure and we're ready to roll right now. This is part 2 of the Rise the Scouser. And we are coming in heavy. We are coming in hard. Let's get into it. So waiting on this lorry graph, right, and the lorry graph fell through, something's happened or whatever, but like I said, this is their operation, this is what they do, so, you know, they're just bending me on, it's nothing to do with me. So you've got to remember now, I've got 500 quid off this property one. Now when I got the 500 quid, I didn't just get it and blow it, I put it to the side and thought, you know what, I'm going to make that into something, yeah, because I had little bits and drips and drabs as well. Now this agency, they weren't really phoning me, but it is what it is, because you've got to really go down here. But I thought I had like a little weird special relationship where they'll phone me. So I'm not really doing nothing, right? But I've got this dough stashed. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to spend that on shite. I'm going to absolutely put it to work, right? Next to the agency phones me. About 2 days later, I'm like, what's happening? She's like, what's happening? Blah, 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 blah. Got a belt on for you there. I said, where? She went, no, Little Buds. I said, Little Buds? She said, what's Little Buds? She went, it's like a catalogue shop like the Argos in town. I just thought, cha-ching. Now, I don't know why or how or what, but I know something's going on. I said, do away. She's like, I'll put you with such and such. She went, he's your mate, isn't he? I'm like, yeah. So now me and him, and I know he's up for it. So he's up for it, but he's only up for it like with a guided hand. You know what I mean? And I'm guided, and I'll be his guided hand, and we're up for it. It's going off. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but it's going off. So I was like, when do we start? She went, do you want to go in the morning? I said, yeah. I said, I'll go. She went, yeah, we'll get in here then for 6. She said, all right, sad. So next morning comes, he gets down there, gets to this office place for 6. I'm like, what's happening? She's like, here's your job, my mate comes in. I'm like, what's happening, lad? And he just looks at me and starts laughing. So she's like, well, listen, you two behave. I'm like, how are we getting there? She's like, get the bus. I'm like, oh, come on. I said, kid, come on. I said, give us a lift. She's like, oh, hurry up there. I'll give you a lift to town now. Now, she never used to do that to no one, but she was like me little mate, you know what I mean? It was proper sound. So we get in there, right, so we must go out there for about 8 o'clock, half 8 in the morning, and we're a bit early, so I'm like, yeah, do you want to come to Mackey's for a brekkie? He's like, yeah, come on. So we go to Mackey's, we get to brekkie and all that, this, that. So we were walking back down, he's going, what are we going to do? He said, lad, I don't know. I said, here's what we need to do, though. I said, we need to split up, right? I said, so whatever the options are, we'll go like away from each other, do you know what I mean? And just like, don't even tell no one we know each other. We might be from the same age, but don't like talk to me like I'm your mate, or you know what I mean? Just blank me in there. He's like, why? I said, because just do it, lad. I said, he's like, go on, lad, I will. And he's talking about all the other ones we've done. He's like, lad, you're funny, you know. And lad, everyone just talks about, you know, when you're not there, everyone just laughs like, lad, he's sick, him. He's like, lad. So I've made an impact, haven't I? Not that like I needed to or that, but it's nice to know that your work's appreciated, because all these people who are with me, they're making dough off me, they're making more dough off me on the side than he was from getting work in there itself, do you know what I mean? And I'm not a greedy man, I pay people well, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's that, and they're just like, that's sad, sad lads, we're all in the same boat, you know what I mean? We're all just like, we're all making our way through life, and you know, we just need to do this and do this. So now my mind's just set on commercials now. I'm not even asked about working, I'm only getting my foot in the door to just rob people, right? Now that might sound all typical Scouser. I am a typical Scouser. I'm what? I'll never do nothing to someone's ken. I'll never rob a person. Know what I mean? I'll never rob a normal person. But if you want to start, you know, listen, I'm a commercial. At this point in life, I'm a commercial burglar, if that's what you want to call it. If it's even burglary, commercial theft or theft from employee, whatever you want to call it. But that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm doing, right? So we walked into this little wood gaff, right, and it's a proper mingy job, right? No offence to anyone who works in it like that, it is what it is, but, you know, I'm not a worker, am I? But I am today. Walks in, goes over and introduces myself, dead nice and smart, proper, you know what I mean, looking the part. She's like, hello, mate, this, that, tell me. She said, you're going to be on collections. I said, okay. I said, what does it have to do? She said, well, what you do is you give me a little rundown, and I'm listening to it, and he said, so what am I going to do? She said, you're going to be on the tills. Sounds, oh my God, listen to me. If we've got someone on tills, and we've got someone on collections, it's a no-brainer, innit? Now, where I'm looking at the setup of the gaff, the tills are like miles away from the collection. So, yeah, if you picture an Argos in the old days, let's just say Argos on Walton Road, right? look where the tills are to where the counter used to be. You can't see each other. There's cameras now, but you can't see each other, right? So what I got on really quick in the day was some fella come over and it was a view only item where he only views it. So the thing's exactly the same. It's all the same setup. So you go to till, if you're a customer, you're asked to view something, they come over, it comes down the chute and then I've got it. And then I give it and then take it back off, yeah, because it's a view only, yeah. Nah, listen to this. So I thought, no way. So I've got on stage to have this fella viewing it. Now I've just took it back off him and put it back up the chute and all that, right? And I'm thinking, I wonder what happened. So someone else done something on a view only. So I left it. And I didn't send it back up the chute, right? And I stashed it sort of half. So we've worked a normal day and all that, and I've got on how these operations are working, right? Listen, everyone around me just dafties, they haven't got a clue what's going on, right? And you know, when you just like, you only stick a line in a chicken coop. Well, imagine sticking 2 lines in a chicken coop. So we finishes the first day, right? Now, it's like shift work for them sometimes, because sometimes they're open till late and all that. So we were getting off at about 4, but then this bird come in and she was tardy, she was proper tardy, you know, she was proper sound. So she comes over and she's like, she's the supervisor, so I'm talking to her, and like she's like to me, have you got a bird? I was just thinking, I was a bit formal. I said, no, you know why? I said, what's that? She's like, oh no, she said, no. Ends up talking to her, you know, like all flirting and all that. So I'm thinking, you know what, she'll know everything about this operation. So I said to her, what happens if, like, you know, someone views something, you give it by accident? And she's like, oh, it always happens. I said, what do you mean? She went, oh, it's just a write-off. She went, it's not. She went, just try not to do it. I'm like, yeah, just try not to do it. That's what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. So I ends up talking to her, all flirty and all that, proper sound, giving me number and all that. So she's like on side, even though she doesn't even know what's going on. So gets off and he mates goes, what happened there? So I told him, and he's like, yes, it was like on the tills. He went, lad, the dough. He said, I don't think you can get the dough. I said, no. I said, leave the dough, lad. The dough will be like under proper scrutiny, do you know what I mean? He said, leave the dough, just be straight with that. I said, but here's what we're going to do now, get on the phone to everyone, lad. So I'm like, where can we get a Little Buds catalogue from? He's like, Little Buds, I'm like, we can't go back in there. So he's like, he said, let me man might have one. I said, yeah. I said, go home and check now and get on me. He's like, go on, I will. So we anyway goes back to the gaff, gets our wages, little 40 quid and all that, and we gets off and all that, goes home. So I'm just sitting in the house and all that. Next thing my mate phones me, the lad who I was with about an hour later. He's like, lad, we've got a Little Buds catalogue here. I said, yeah. I said, where are you? I said, get to mine with it. He's like, go on, sounds, we get to mine, we've got the catalogue, right? And I'm like, yeah. So phones me, mate, these are all lemographs. And I said, yeah, come to mine. He's like, well, I said, pick a few things you just want there. They're like, what do you mean? He said, lad, you can have anything for half bath. I said, come in, ask to view it, and then I'll give you it, and then I'll just catch up with you later on that night. And he's like, all right, sound. Listen to me, we had proper orders, right? So I'm like, lad, just wait till it texts you, and then come in. So wait till it's busy now, so I'll text him, come in. So they've come in, right, he's asked to view 2 items and that. So it's come through, yeah, got the items, just told, yeah, sound, just put them in a bag, stamped it, see you later. So there's 2 off. Then my other mates come in, bang again. And then my other mates come in, bang again. Listen to me, it's like a conveyor belt. It's like a proper graft conveyor belt. And now this bird, who's the supervisor, she's in all day with me. So me and her just flirting and all that, you know what I mean, in the stock room. I'm like, here's a kiss, you know, there's like proper blankets, right? There's a necking in the stock room and all that. Oh, mate, it was just fucking genius. Now, I don't mean no disrespect to the bird, because she was tidy, and, you know, she, you know, on a different day, you know, then, you know, it would have been a different story. But listen, love, I'm not being funny or nothing, right? But I'll entertain you. But I'm going to steal a rug from under you. Sounds rough. I'm not even that type of guy, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I have a job to do. Now, listen, these kids are just coming in all the time, and we're wrapping things up, giving them, you know. And it's that, I've got a list on me, right? It's like a tick list, but for products. I'm old Brewsties tonight, and I mean Brewsties, right? So wraps the day up and all that. Gets off and all that, sound, saying to this bird, I'll take it out tomorrow night. She's like, yeah, sound, I'll take it for this grand, you know what I mean? Sound, because we were off the next day. So goes back to mine and that, my mates come with me and all that, and I'm like, yeah, so I phoned everyone, and everyone just turns up like, lad, there's the dough, lad, that was proper boss, I've got more orders for you. So I'm just taking orders, and I mean orders, right, ridiculous. We're going to clean the gaff out just as fast as we can, and then bail, do you know what I mean? Because as long as I don't get caught on the job, do you know what I mean? Then this bird who's the supervisor, she's told me the cameras, they get re-recorded over every 48 hours. So they've only got a 48-hour window to catch me at it. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't know who's got the collection. They don't know who's stamped it. They don't know it's me. There's about 8 people there. It could be anyone. Do you see what I'm saying? So you can blend it, proper sound. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blend it, proper sound. It is graft on, right? It is graft on. So he finishes up, goes back and all that. guess your wage and all that. Now we're off the next day. So the next day I phones this bird, talking to him, like she's off as well, ends up going for a scan and all that, and you know, just ends up going to there and just fucking, you know, well, don't need to say nothing else, but that's just how we roll, right? So it's it's got a bit more intricate now, do you know what I mean? Now we've got the supervisor on it, but they're not even in on it. She's not going to suspect me. I am a lovely person. Well, you can't blame me, do you know what I mean? Well, you can't blame me. So we've had 24 hours now. So now, by the time we go to work the next day, by the time the day ends, these cameras are getting recorded over. So the initial graft has just been wiped out, hasn't it? Yeah. So I thought, I don't know whether to just leave it for a bit, let it wipe out, or just go for it. But you know what? I just thought, let's just go for it. So next day goes into work and just the same again. But listen, this time it's got even worse because I was on my dinner and there was a spud van outside where all, you know, the market traders used to be. They're not there no more. They used to be all like that. So I'm talking to them like, yeah, I just want anything. They're like, yeah. I'm like, go ahead. I'm just, mate, listen to me. I made 3.5 just off them without even going home, before I even went home. I'm like, I'll see it on the way out. They're like, yeah. So I've got 3.5 off them. Right, my mate's just like, what? I'm like, yeah, lad. I'm like, yeah. He said, there's half it, lad. So we've gone half on that. He's just like, lad. I'm like, and then we've got the rest to go. Went home that night, got up at 7, son. We're proper flying. We're flying right now. It's going to come bang on because it just is. You can, I just got a feeling it's going to come bang on, but it hasn't yet. So we are proper coming in heavy and hard tomorrow. So the next day goes in, right, and there's this lad, right, and this lad, he was sounding that. He had an XR3i, right, he was proper sounding, I was talking to him and all that. He worked there properly. And he just pulled me to the side and went to me, mate, can I come in on this? I went, what? He's been watching what's going on, right? He's been watching and he's been observing, right? And I think he knew all along what to do, but he just never had the balls to do it. And he's going to me, you know, lad, I can bring something to the table. I'm like, all right. I said, listen, I said, come here now. So I've got him like in a affirmative position where I'm standing over him, where he knows quite well if he says something, I'll just absolutely smash his face right in without a second thought, and that's that. But without being like that with him, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, this kid wants me, he's going to me, mate, I've worked here for years. He went, lad, honest to God, he said, I've watched what you've done, lad, in 2 days, lad. He said, I went, how'd you get on it? He went, because there's just too many. He said, there's just loads of things that if you only in that. I said, will it come bang on? He went, well, probably, yeah. He said, but I can delete it. I went, what? He went, I've got access to the computer now. I'm like, you are shitting me. I said, lad, I said, what are you doing after here? He went, no. And I said, all right. I said, listen, let me do what I'm doing today. I said, from now, whatever I do, you get a cut in it. He's like, all right, sound. So now it's going 3 ways. So we need to move more stuff, don't we? Oh, listen to me. There was just queues. It's just queues. So now we can get the inventory fucking removed. With the cameras are only 48 hours. If he's removing the inventory, it's not going to flag up. He's got code word for these computers, right? So he's like, go on, Sam. So I'm like, all right. So every other hour, we've lost like 10 products. He's wiping it off. It's like as if no one knows. It's like ghosted, do you know what I mean? Mate. And he's going to me, lad, he's looking at me like that, and we're not talking to you, and no one at all in the old gaffs on it. But he was one of them kids who just observes. He's dead quiet. Now, as you know, if you're not talking, you're listening. Yeah, and if you are talking, you're not listening. Well, he was in the background just watching me. Do you know what I mean? He was watching me. Now, rather than blow me up, he thought, yeah, I'll get in on this with him because it's his shop, it's his graft. Now that he knows about it, it's basically his graft because the power's in his hands, isn't he? But once he sells something with me and takes dough for it, the power's back in my hands, isn't it? So I need to pay him and make sure it's not a setup first. Yeah, as soon as he takes the money off me, he's in on it, but I'm back in charge. But right now, he's in charge. So I'm being extra special nice to him, and I'm just like, this, that's all, where are you from, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, what XR3 I have you, lad? Yeah, he's going, yeah, like, do you want to come out in it later? I'm like, yeah, sounds so told. You know what? I'll take him a little bit. We have absolutely smashed it. Listen, we've smashed it. We've got the market stall, lads. We've got all my mates coming in. There's just absolutely product getting slang everywhere. And I mean, Brewsties, we're talking like 4 figures today. Right, so he's wiping the inventory out and I'm watching him doing it. I'm just thinking, no way, he's sick. But I'm thinking, can I use his code number? But I'm thinking, if I start backdooring him like that and it comes bang on, he'll just be like, you know what, go and fuck yourself, lad. But I'm not a rat like that. That's his graft. And that's the, you know, the fact that he come over to me and wanted in on it is sound. And he's going to me, is your mate on the tills in on it? I said, of course he is, lad. He's going, I knew it, lad. He went, I've seen you talking. You know, like just proper observing from like the distance. I like people like that. He's going to be useful, you know. He's going to be useful, mate. And he does end up being useful, right? So we're in there slanging. Gets to the end of the day. And my other mate phones me. He's like, listen, we've got a new lorry on. I said, have you? I said, what is it? He's like, I don't know. We're not sure, lad. It's either going to be Mach 3 blades or it's going to be computers. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, hopefully it's computer. He's like, nah. He went, lad, listen, Mach 3 blades are better. I said, why? Because I didn't understand it. I don't do lorries. He went, because you can put more in, and you know, each packet of blades is worth a £5. So imagine like a 20-foot lorry full of fivers, and I'm like, yeah. And you look at the size of a packet of Mach 3s, you're talking thousands and thousands of them, man, yeah. So obviously the computers, the big things, but you know, if you're selling them for half bat, look at the space they're going to take up in the lorry. So the kid was on it, right? So I was thinking, yeah, that sounds. He's like, all right, can I bring someone with me? He's like, yeah. He said, sounds. I said, he's only going to be my driver. He's like, no problem, lad, no problem, lad, no problem, lad. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'll bring the lad who's on the till with me, do you know what I mean? I'll bend him on a graft and all that. But let's just cut a long story short. I ended up being proper boss mates with this lad who's come over to me in this little budget gaff, do you know what I mean? So that night, man, we made boosties, like I said, 4 figures. We've all smashed it. We've proper smashed it. We've all took probably about 6 ton each, and that's each though. So that's 1,800 ton gaff, 1,800 pound graft, you know what I mean? Think about the pros we like, and that's half bat. So we've absolutely smashed it. He's buzzing, I'm buzzing, we're all buzzing. So he ends up in his car in the same night. He's like, yeah, so we ends up just flying around, like, yeah, come and see some of my mates and all that. So we ends up going to Ormskirk, we're having a bevy, one of my mates on the door there. He's like, go on lads, go on. So he's had the time of his life, do you know what I mean? And I'm not being a bully, I'm not being a prick, but I sort of half need them to see that I can fight, do you know what I mean? So what's happened is I've sort of half like caused a bit of trouble in this bar. Not like I've caused it, but where I'd normally let something go and never let it go. So I've took this kid outside, just pasted them everywhere, right? So that's that in his mind now, he knows that I'll do that to him. Do you understand me? So we get off and all that, we're talking about laughing, and he's like, lad, that was funny, Dad. I said, no. So I've had him on the stripes and this, that, his head's gone, he's me mate, he's me busy, right? So next day he goes to work. Now I've got orders, and I mean orders. Listen, I've got A4 pieces of paper in my pockets with orders on. It's like, it's scheduled and that. People are coming in at different times. So I've passed him a piece of paper. He's like, go on, I'll deal with it, I'll sort it. So every day that goes on, the day before, every 2 days that goes on, the 2 days before is getting wiped off it. It's a 48-hour camera cycle. Yeah, I thought it was a 24, but it's a 48. So it's, listen, it's just getting better and better and better, right? But I don't want this job to run out. This job can't run out because I need this job, because this job is absolutely banging, right? Now, I bumped into one of my other mates, right? My other mate comes in, he just comes in randomly. He's like, what's that, lad? I said, what's that? He said, I've got tablets there. I said, have you? He said, how much? He went, £1 each. I said, yeah. I said, all right, sound. I said, have you got any on yet? He went, they're in the car. I said, where's your car? He went in St. John's, in the car park. I said, go and get me 200, lad. He's like, now? I said, yeah. So I thought, I'll grab them now while the kettle's hot, because if he goes without giving me them, he mightn't have them no more, yeah? So now he's come back, I've given him tablets, and I've swapped him for product. I've told him what to do. He's gonna got what he was getting, so he's got his stuff for on, and I've got 200 tablets, right? Oh, listen to me, we are absolutely killing it. It's just queues and queues and queues. This lad's wiping the inventory out on the computer. The cameras are going every 48 hours. I'm smashing the birds who works there, the supervisor. He doesn't even know that. It's like a proper, I've just like dropped myself in this little circle and just expanded. So goes back to the office, right, to get our dough and all at the end of that day. And the bird says to me, works there, do you want to go back to sports shop tomorrow? I said, not really. She's like, well, they don't need serious in that gaff tomorrow, because it was only agency work. So I'm like, all right, so don't let him get on the tills tomorrow, nothing will go down. Give it 48 hours. I'll be in this sports shop for 2 days. Give it 48 hours, let it all wipe, and then we're back to square one in there. So I'm back on the phone, like, lad, I'm back in the sports shop, I'm back in orders. Listen to me, it couldn't be any better, right? It couldn't be any better. But remember, I've got 200 tablets, right? And it was a Saturday, so I goes into town and I goes into the sports shop, right? And I've got all those, and then my mate phones me up and he's like, what's that? I said, what you want? He's like, this, that. I said, yeah. I said, I've got tablets there. He went, you got tablets? I went, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll take some of them too. I'm like, yeah, a few of the lads don't want them. I'm like, yeah, I'll bend them out a bit. How much? I said, £2 each, lad. I'm only making £1 each one, but it's still dough. It's, you know, there's different avenues coming in with dough, coming in from everywhere. So I'm walking out and giving him 20 tablets. I'm giving him 20 tablets. They're only like, they're only for themselves, only for personal use. They're not spinning them. I'm giving him 10 tablets. I'm giving him 20 tablets. So I've got rid of all my tablets the next day and sold about 10 pairs of shocks. I've only been back there a day, right? I'm absolutely killing it, and I mean killing it. So goes back to the office, gets me down, all that, and I'm just flying. She's like, why are you so happy? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you love it, don't you? Like, yeah. I said, just like getting out the house and that, you know. And she's like, do you? Yeah, she just knows. She just knows, so it's not right. So the chickens aren't clucking in the pen. So I'm like, all right, where am I tomorrow? She's like, back in the sports shop. She said, go on. So this time I thought, you know what? I'm going to absolutely clean this gaff up, you know. So when the delivery deliveries come, they come in these blue boxes, right? And they have these like blue parcel boxes. Now, when the delivery comes, the lorry comes and it's got a little code on the back. So it was like an early morning, like in the deliveries in that gap, you'd have to get in there early morning and you'd handball, everything's handball. So I've just got this box, right, and just stashed this full box, this full blue box and thought, no way. So as the lad who's like nothing to do with it in the sport job, he's going to it, he's like, there's something missing there, there's something missing there. And he's like, let's see that tag. So on the tag, as I knew the tag was in the canteen, so I've gone in the canteen and bit a bit of the tag off dead quick and just ran back out, but like without getting seen, do you know what I mean? She's coming, he's being like, this tag was tampered. Who opened the lorry? And this other fella's like, me, went, was the tag tampered with? He went, I don't think so, mate. He's like, didn't you look at it, lad? You never look at it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is genius. So I've got a box now, but I can't get the box out of the sports shop, do you know what I mean? But at the back of the sports shop, it was like, you come in through Clayton Square, yeah, and you drive down, and it was like a loading bay. So I'm thinking, shit, I need to get this box out. This box is worth Brewster, so I mean, it was like all kinds of shit. So I'm on the phone to mate, I'm like, well, where are you? He's like, well, I said, can you get to this bay area? And he's like, yeah. I said, go. He's like, what are you going to do? I said, lad, I'll just open the back door, throw this box at you and just go. He's like, what's in it? I'm like, I don't know everything what's in it, but I didn't even know what was in it because it wasn't even open. I didn't even know what was in it, so he could have robbed me and all that, but it was a risk I was willing to take. So comes round about dinner time and all that, and mate's like, I'm here now, so I've just ran out, grabbed this box and just threw it and just shut the door and ran back in. The box just went everywhere. Whatever he's done it sound, but he's got off, right? So we've got that box, we've got all these webs going, we've got trackies going, we've got hoodies going, we've got, it's just absolutely smashing it, and I'm spinning tablets. Do you know what I mean? Literally, I've smashed it. So at that age, when you're doing things like that, you know, I'm only a kid. You've got to remember, I'm only a kid. So I'm thinking, you know, if we can do that, like the way we're doing it now, imagine what else we can do. Do you know what I mean? So he gets home, and then my mate who's with the lorries, he comes round and he's like, what's happening? I said, what's happening? He went, about these lorries? He went, yeah. He said, so he's told me a time, he's told me a date. He's like, you up for it? I said, yeah, I'm up for it, lad, I'm up for it. Like, he's like, all right, Sam, mate, Sam. So I've told him, he's like, yeah. He said, lad, I need a few things. I said, well, I'm back in there tomorrow, and then I'm going back to Littlewood the day after. And he's like, all right, Sam, what can you get? I said, lad, I can get anything out of any of them. And he's just like, fuck off. So I'm like, lad, make a list of that. He said, all right. So the next day, goes into the work in the sports shop and all that. What time was that? I never had many tablets left, but I thought I'll just spin the rest of these now. Now, them tablets, they spanned off the 5 some from the Provi woman. So, I used 200 quid of it. There's still 200 quid left there. That's for more tablets, innit? So I phoned me other mate. I'm like, got more tablets here. Bring me 300, lad. He's like, go on, Sam, where I told me, like, yes. So this kid comes in, right? And he's got tablets and he's got his orders and all that, no lads, no lorries, he's got everything, he's just like a lad. So I've given it all, he's gone and all that, and then the market stores have come in again, and this, that. Oh, mate, listen to me now, the market stores are on me, they know where I'm working, and they're just waving me the phone and telling them which one I'm in. But it's getting too bang on now, it must be surely, but the bird sound in the Littlewoods, didn't you? The lads in the Littlewoods sound, and in the sport job, they just haven't got a clue what the fuck's going on. They just don't even know what's happening in there, right? So we're flying. So sorts all that, gets back to the office, and then me mate phones, he's like, lad, them lorries are tonight. I said, tonight? He's like, yeah. I said, he's like, you ready? I'm like, yeah. He said, what time is it? Lad, 9 o'clock. I'm like, all right. So half 8 comes and then just